Well, today we get to find out how to find the rule of a function. Don't be alarmed if, as you're going along and you see different worksheets refer to it as a function rule. That's the same thing as a rule. Basically, it's just the equation. And a lot of times, even in the same worksheet, they'll refer to it as a function rule in one spot, and then in the next area of the worksheet, they'll refer to it as an equation. So they'll flip back and forth between these, and these are the three big ones. They'll call it a rule, a function rule, or they'll just refer to it as the equation, which is what you already know and are used to at this point. So if they give you the coordinates or an XY table, the first thing that you need to do to find that rule is find the slope, the same way that you always have, y minus y over x minus x. The second thing that you would need to do is plug it into the point slope formula, the same thing that we learned in the last chapter. And we would plug it in here for the y1, the slope, and actually this should be an x1 right here. So that's what we should be doing. So let's take a look at this. Here's an XY table, 0, 3, 3, 7.65, and 5, and 10.75. Here's my X's and Y's. They could literally take this table and give you the same data spread out as an ordered pair, a relation. They're both relations. It's just a set of ordered pairs. So no matter what it looks like, you should know that one, go find the slope, and two, plug it into point slope, and you'll have the rule. So let's just take this through the steps and show you how this works. Step one, go get your slope. Well, I kind of like this one, 7.65 minus 3. So that's my y minus y, right? Y minus y. Now, because I use 7.65, I need to start with this x right here, which is a 3. And because I use this y right here second, I need to use this x second. And we plug that into the calculator, and it'll do all the work for us. So let's see here. And I get a slope of 1.55. So that's my first step. Second step, go plug all my information into the point slope formula. So y minus, I'm going to use this point right here, y minus 3 equals, what's my slope? My slope is 1.55, so that goes right here where the m is, because that stands for slope. And then x minus, because I use this 3, I have to use the 0. X minus 0. We distribute, and now I can add 3 to both sides. And I'm done. I have a very nice and usable rule or equation. And just to test it out, if you want to make sure that you've got it right, I'm going to write the rule right here. Y equals 1.55x plus 3. And we're actually going to plug in our x values and see if we get the correct y value here. So let's see here. Uh, 1.55 times x, which in this case is 0, and then add 3. Well, looks like I typed it in incorrectly here. Hang on just a second. Okay, we got that worked out, and as you can see, I got the correct answer of 3 for my output. Now we're just going to go and try that again with 3 for the input, and as you see, this equation will work all the way through. So 1.55 times the x of 3 plus 3, we get 7.65 for the output, which is what we're supposed to get. If the input is 5, 1.55 times the input of 5 plus 3, we'll get an output of 10.75, which is what we're supposed to get. So this is indeed the equation for this function, or again, we could call it the rule for the function. So what do? Find the slope, plug it into point slope. Occasionally, they'll just give you a graph of this, and And basically, if they said go find the rule of this function or graph, um, he would do it the same way. You have to treat it as if it was a linear equation. Now, here's the thing. If you notice right here, we're not for sure exactly where it's at. It looks like it's at about halfway or negative 1/2 between 0 and negative 1. But because we're not exactly sure where it is, it looks like we're just going to have to get the coordinates from two of our points here, where here's negative 3, negative 2, and right here is 1, 0. And so now that you've got 2 points, you'd be able to go find your slope using this formula again, y minus y over x minus x. You get your slope, and then you'd be able to use point slope, y minus y1 equals slope, and then x minus x1. So step 1, step 2. How do you get these coordinates? Well, you just got to know how to read these points on this line, and then you'd be able to go get the rule if need be.